It's About Time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to every single one of y'all who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. If you have not already subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video or any of my videos for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel. Encourage others and anybody around you to subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Don't forget to hit that notification button to stay up on the latest with Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Support and subscribe to Rebel Life Boxing, Mark Nash Boxing, Fanon International Boxing Channel, YSM Boxing, Musically Zone Always Talk Boxing, E Thriller Boxing Channel, Nate's Boxing Nation, Hustlers Home Boxing. Yeah, support those guys, you know what I mean. And shout out to my audience, man. I always got to shout y'all out, man. I'm always gonna add a name. I can't remember everybody, but I'm gonna keep adding names, and yep, I'm gonna continue. So for real quick, for the little dumb boy clown who talking about, man, this guy, he's shouting people out, blah 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 blah, this, that, and the third. I do it because these is people that I rock with and their content is genuine. That's why I shout them out. It ain't about getting nothing back in return and all that. That's not why I do things. And I shout my audience out because I really appreciate them. But I'm not going to mention your name, little dumb boy clown, because you're not worth it. I'm not going to mention your name. You don't get that on my platform. So again, shout out to Marvelous Williams, Kofi's Universe, Wentworth Richardson, B. Romero, Sub-Zero, Bandil, J. Petty, Flame on 24, Willie Bateman, High Consciousness, BJ Bobo, The Key, Tone Money, Fresh Prez, The Expert Genius, Chin Checkin', Ill Minds Revolver, Juice Lee, Jonathan McGovern, Isaiah Tilson, Reginald Oglesby, Real Deal, John Doughboy, Benjamin Bryant Jr., Raw Dog, Ish, Sharif, Tiandre, Perry Robinson, and anybody I might have left out, your name will be added, you know what I mean? But, y'all my A1s, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all. So, yeah. I did a couple videos, man, about this whole Terence Crawford, ERROL Spence thing. And every time I put up a video talking about that, I see the aerosexuals, the people that they call the aerosexuals. These people really are offended. They really are offended. Like shout out to my guy, Rebel Life Boxing. He talking about, this guy, and I saw it, aerosexuality. But see, this is how I know those people that get upset about what I say when I'm talking about this whole Terence Crawford, ERROL Spence situation. This is how I know that they just read the headline or watch maybe a piece of the video and don't watch the whole video. Because if y'all watch the whole video, y'all would know that I never discredited ERROL Spence or said anything bad about him. But y'all be the ones that be taking that. As soon as y'all see something, that y'all feel like it should all be all in ERROL Spence's favor. Even ERROL done dissed y'all. ERROL done dissed. He dissed all y'all. All y'all who was clickbaiting, making up these fake phony titles, talking about, Bud holding up the fight, Spence signed his side of the deal, Crawford didn't sign his. They reached an agreement. The fight date has been made. All this kind of stuff. But y'all never seen me put up no video talking about it was close to one, fight was made, Terence Crawford didn't sign his or Bud signed his and Spence didn't. I never put up no stuff like that. And you know why? Because nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes. I don't care what type of resources or connects that all of us who report this stuff, don't matter what we had. We don't know Terence Crawford or ERROL Spence personally. So we not getting the information from the horse's mouth. That's why it's important for you to do the best research that you can based on the information that's at hand, so that you can deliver the best content to your audience and not lead them astray with some bullshit by clickbait and then lying and, you know, talking about all this other nonsense. Oh, if Terence Crawford don't sign the fight, you know, he's going to get blackballed. This is going to happen. That's going to happen and all that. How are you going to get blackballed if they don't make the fight happen between them two? But see, these is just people, you know, like y'all that infatuated with Errol Spence, that y'all just don't want to see Bud triumph in no way, shape, or form. Especially when I got people dropping comments and talking about, you know, F Bud's accomplishments. His accomplishments don't have nothing to do, you know, with him getting the 50-50 split, and, you know, he need to take what Spence is giving him, and, you know what I mean? And, oh man, y'all, man, all y'all just, you know what I mean? Y'all tripping, man. Bud don't sell more than Spence. Spence is the bigger draw. Bud not a household name. All this kind of stuff people saying, man. And I'm just trying to figure out, as Martin Lawrence said, I'm just trying to figure out what the problem is. What's the problem? Why y'all so mad at Terence Crawford? Why y'all so mad at him? Huh? Why y'all feel like he don't deserve a fair share? And I know y'all gonna drop them comments. I know y'all gonna do it. It's coming. Oh, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. So for everybody that's saying, oh well, Errol Spence is the bigger draw, man. He sold more pay-per-views. He sold more of this. He did more of that. I get it. I understand all that. But he was selling more but getting paid less. Do that make sense? He was selling more, getting paid less. Now, mind you, Terence Crawford was being promoted by a racist promoter who really didn't care too much about promoting black fighters. And he damn sure didn't care about promoting Terence Crawford and fighting for Top Rank. Top Rank didn't have pay-per-view shows. The very first time Top Rank did a pay-per-view, which I believe was ESPN Plus or something like that, you know. First time Top Rank did, you know, Terence Crawford fought in the first one. So people trying to figure out, like, well, wait a minute, like, y'all never did this stuff. Now all of a sudden y'all doing pay-per-view. But had they been putting him on paper, this is why Errol Spence got more pay-per-view fights than Terence Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford wasn't even fighting on pay-per-view and still was getting paid more money than Errol Spence. Now, do you pay somebody the kind of money Bud was getting paid if people not watching them? See, numbers can be altered, stats can be changed, and all that type of stuff. I know y'all, man, like, oh, what you trying to say? Oh, man, stop the cap. What you trying to say? They alter Errol Spence pay-per-view numbers? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because I don't know. I'm not in control of all that stuff. But I do know Terence Crawford, even when he wasn't fighting on pay-per-view, because Top Rank they wasn't aligned with like Showtime and all that type of stuff. They just on ESPN and the ESPN Plus or whatever, now ESPN pay-per-view. They never had that stuff before. But he was still making more money than Errol Spence. And I know some of y'all talking about, yeah, well, Bob Arum already said, you know what I mean, he lost money Every time he promoted Terence Crawford, he lost money on him. Well, if that's the case, then Bob Arum is a dickhead. He's stupid. Because I don't know nobody, I don't care what kind of business you in, I don't know nobody that's going to be in the business of paying somebody that they're losing money on a lot of money. Why would you pay somebody a lot of money? Now, mind you, before these fights are even made, there's term sheets, contract stipulations, all this stuff has to be met. So they agreed beforehand to pay Terence Crawford the money that they've been paying him. So why would y'all repeatedly do this for a fighter that y'all claim y'all losing money on? It don't make sense. I'm just saying, to me, it don't make sense. And what further doesn't make sense to me is, why would y'all, and everybody talking about, yeah, well, you know, that's Bud fault, you know what I mean? Because he re-signed with him. Listen, you can't fault Bud for, you know, wanting to believe in the people that's supposed to promote him and have his best interest, and saying that they want to get him the best fights and all that. Why do you think they lied to him repeatedly, telling him that they were going to get him the big fights, knowing that they wasn't? Because they were making money off of him. That's why, oh yeah, don't worry, you're going to get that Pacquiao fight. Don't worry about it, you're going to get the Pacquiao fight. That's why they kept lying to him. And that's why he re-signed with them, because he believed them. Y'all gonna sit up there and tell me y'all ain't believe people who lied to y'all before? It happens. He's a human being. But why do you think Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff, and them guys at Top Rank kept lying to him? Because they were making money off of him. Even Floyd Mayweather said that Terence Crawford, you know what I mean, was a draw. He said, matter of fact, Floyd said that Terence was a bigger draw than Lomachenko. I know somebody going to my man, you tripping, he ain't no bigger draw than Loma. Okay. I'm just telling y'all what Floyd said. Y'all can go back and look at it. Floyd said it. But why, again, why would they repeatedly lie to this man and say, we're going to get you the big fights, we're going to get you the big fights, knowing that they never had any intentions on getting them for him? Because they was making money off of him. They was making money off of him. And that's why they could afford to pay him the type of money that they was paying him. Everybody talking about, yeah, he might have made more money than Spence, but Spence is a bigger draw. Spence was selling out a bigger draw, but getting paid less. That sounds weird. You a bigger draw, you selling more, but getting paid less than somebody that they say he sells more than, and who's a bigger draw. They say Spence is a bigger draw than Crawford, but yet still Crawford was getting paid more money. That's what I'm saying. Like, some stuff really do be bullshit, man. And some of y'all just don't want to believe it. Like I said, when some of these people, when y'all fans of certain fighters, it don't matter what the situation is, y'all not gonna see the truth. Even if somebody showed it to y'all, even if somebody stamped it on your brain, y'all still not gonna see it. But simple math is simple math. And last I checked, 1 + 1 always equal 2. 1 + 2 don't equal 1. And when 1 + 1 stop equaling 2, and talk to me when y'all walk to me. But if they come to an agreement, do y'all think it's going to be a 50-50 split? How many of y'all think it's going to be 70-30, 60-40? I think at worst it may be a 45-55. But I feel like if they do come to terms for it being a 50-50 split, Spence is going to want everything else. He going to want to choose the gloves, the venue, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Sponsorship. The winner, gets the bonus. You know what I mean? Like, he probably gonna want more off the live gate. But I think, this is my opinion, I think one of the things that possibly could be holding up the fight being made is probably those very details. Bud probably feels like he should get a piece of the pay-per-view upside, the sponsorship, and the live gate. Spence probably don't want to bend on it. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what it is. So please, don't y'all start leaving them retarded ass comments, talking about, what, man, what you talking about, man, what you think, Spence ain't say this, ain't. I'm not saying this is what's going on. I said this is my opinion, okay? My opinion of why, the fight could be being held up. Could be the venue, you know what I mean? Of course, we know it's about the money. And of course, the pay-per-view upside, the sponsorship, live gate, all that stuff, money. But me personally, I feel like the fight should be in Vegas. I feel like it should be in Vegas. Make it neutral. But a lot of y'all feel like, because Spence got most of the jewelry, that it should, everything should be in his favor. I disagree with that. Because he currently has jewelry that Bud already had, just at a different division. It don't matter. He's already had it. And he has accomplished way more than Spence did. All of Spence's current accomplishments is at 147. He hasn't even, went up or came from a smaller weight class and went up. Bud came from a smaller weight class and worked his way up. 3-division world champion. You can't overlook or discredit that. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all feel like it has no significance, or or it bears no weight in the negotiations of the fight, but I feel like that it does. It does. And you can't overlook that and feel like, that don't mean nothing, it was in the past. No, because those accomplishments are all part of why they're trying to make this fight now. And y'all can't say, his, as they say, lackluster performance in the ring and all that kind of stuff, because he puts on the show. One of the best finishers in the game. He puts on the show. So it ain't about that. So y'all can't say like he doesn't have a crowd pleasing style. He's not a crowd pleasing fighter, because he is. So y'all can't say that. And again, this is the biggest fight in boxing that hasn't been made yet. The biggest fight in boxing that hasn't been made yet. But it's this, this is not a give and take. This is a tug of war. I feel like, because Bud feel like things should be one way. Spence feel like things should be another way. That's what it is. But Spence even came out and said that a lot of people talking stuff and don't know what they talking about. And he right. Nobody knows what's going on behind these closed doors. Nobody knows. That's why people shouldn't be putting up titles talking about they got a fight date. They fighting in October. They doing this. The only thing I did say I feel like that these guys are training. That they are staying, sharp, so that if they do reach an agreement, then they can ramp up training, so that way they can be ready come fight time. But everything that Bud accomplished has validity and holds weight. Derek James even made a comment in an interview. He said, well, it wouldn't have made sense for Errol Spence to fight Terence Crawford first for a unified championship and then turn around and have to fight Ugas. Dude, that statement didn't even make sense. The situation would have been the same either way. The only difference would have been the risk. The risk. So what he probably meant to say was, wouldn't make sense for Errol Spence to risk losing his current unified titles by trying to get another belt by fighting Crawford, when you can go the easier route and get this belt from Ugas, would it give you more leverage because you'll have 3 of the belts. That's probably what he meant to say, my opinion. But the situation don't change. The only thing that changed is the risk, because Spence had 2 belts. Ugas had 1, Crawford had 1. So how does it change? What do you mean it doesn't make sense to go fight Crawford first and then have to turn around and fight Ugas? Didn't matter who he fought first. If he had fought Crawford first and beat him, it still would have been an undisputed fight with Ugas. Either way. Either way, it would have been an undisputed fight. But the risk of losing his current unified, the IBF and WBC, by fighting Crawford first was a big risk. And they like, nah, we're not going to risk that. Let's go this easier route. Let's get this belt. And this way, this should give us more pull when it comes to the negotiations. We ain't going to talk about nothing in the public no more. We're going to keep it behind closed doors. But let's go get this. Let's go snatch this belt from Ugas. Then we'll have a little more leverage. And then we can talk about trying to, you know, be undisputed. So even if you do lose the bud, at least you had 3 belts. You see? So, you know, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Share this video. Again, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know what y'all think.